We have the power of science and vaccines. Go get vaccinated, vaccinated, vaccinated. Get vaccinated now. It's free. It's free. What can you do to make yourself and your family feel safe and be safe? The answer is simple. Get your booster shot.
Get your booster, he said. Get your booster. Well, I had my booster. The pandemic of the unvaccinated. And, boy, I just want to kind of update everybody on my life. I must inform you that Santa Claus came early this year, or late this year, you should say. So I got a special Christmas and New Year's gift, which is called Covid-19. Or you can make it sound a little scarier and say, I got Omicron. I got Omicron. New Year's Eve, I went out, Patong. You know, I didn't get to really celebrate New Year's last year, and you know, with the restrictions and just everything else, I was just like, I want to go out and party, man. I'm like, fuck this shit. I've had 3 vaccines, by the way. Again, I've been vaccinated 3 times. That's fully vaccinated plus the booster. So I'm like, you know, I'm young, I'm healthy. I've been vaccinated 3 times. I'm gonna keep saying that. And you know, you only live once, so we can't all be scared and sit at home and be scared all the time and not go out and enjoy your life. So I was like, if I get COVID, I get COVID. So I took the risk and we went out, me and my wife, and had a great time. It was thousands and thousands of people there. I was actually surprised and shocked how many people were there. You know, considering what Patong looked like a few months ago. So it was bound to happen. I knew that shit was going around. So I mean, I kind of felt, I couldn't really tell obviously the next morning if I had any symptoms on the first because I was so hungover. But on the second I felt like, oh man, my throat hurts. Like probably because, you know, screaming and drinking, and it happens with a hangover. Sometimes you get a sore throat, you know. But then, you know, maybe the third rolls around and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like really not recovering from this hangover. That's kind of just how I felt. There's no way I have COVID. I have been vaccinated 3 times. My wife and child, they weren't having any symptoms or anything like that. So I took a COVID test and first one came out negative. And then I took another one later on because my wife is just, you know, freaked out. Positive. And then I took another just to confirm. I was like, it ain't happening. I ain't got no Omicron. But I took another test, positive. So what are you gonna do? So I had to go register myself as a, you know, COVID, and I wanted to get some treatment and things like that. So I went over to, they do allow home isolation now, so they don't have to go to the hospital or go to a hotel, because the COVID is so rampant now here in Phuket that they don't have any room in the hospitals. They don't even have room in the hotels that were registered to be like, you know, kind of isolation hotels. But they will. I guess they're opening up more. Anyways, so they gave the option of home isolation, thank God, because I would feel really depressed if I was stuck in a hotel room or stuck in, you know, in a hospital. So I had to go register for that and to get my medication. With the process was quite stressful. You go into, you know, this big building. It's not air conditioning. There's there was like 500 people there maybe, and everybody's got tested positive for COVID. So you can take another test to reconfirm, and it's just the process took. I think we got there at 4 o'clock and we ended at 10 o'clock. So 6 hours of just waiting. No air conditioning in this place. There's no waters. No food, like, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of sick people. Like, I mean, I think it really wasn't convenient for sick people to be in. Now, this is a place where you can only do home isolation if you have mild symptoms. I have mild symptoms, so I wasn't like, you know, falling on the floor or anything like that. That would have been bad. But yeah, so I got my antivirals and stuff for my nose and painkillers for any fever. I don't really have a fever, but I have a really sore throat, a little fatigue. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, COVID definitely isn't a joke, because I mean, although my symptoms are mild, it still sucks. Like, you do not want the Omicron, son. You don't want COVID-19. Me being vaccinated 3 times and having somewhat of a level of you know, the antibodies in me that apparently Joe Biden says it's safe, it's effective. Go get your booster, get vaccinated, do it. Joe's aside, we're going to move forward, and because I have a level of antibodies from the vaccine, they say you're not going to get as ill as you would if you were unvaccinated. So I will say, if I was not vaccinated and I had this virus, I can see how even young, healthy people get really sick or end up in the hospital, end up dying. I could see that. I mean, with the 3 vaccinations, I was still in my bed, like, you know, extreme fatigue. This felt like a hangover, but a really, really sore throat. It felt like someone just taking a knife and just kind of stabbing it right there all the time. It's a different sore throat too. I've had a lot of sore throats and strep throat. It's different because it's not that bacterial one. I can't really explain it. Obviously, you're really congested, a lot of mucus, sneezing a lot, blowing my nose, sleeping. It wasn't fun. Like, I didn't want to get out of bed, and I started getting worried, as was my wife, because I guess the biggest difference is in the way I felt, the symptoms and everything, was like a cold or a light flu, like the way I was feeling normally passes in like 2 or 3 days. You know, 2 or 3 days of good rest and eating well and things like that. You're finally up and you have some energy. You might be still a little stuffy, etc. But it kind of gets better. But this wasn't getting better. It's like days after days resting, and it was just like, okay, you know, we're talking. I'm on, you know, I'm on day 8 or something now. Day 8, and I'm still sick. Like, I am feeling. Yesterday and today is the first 2 days I've kind of like felt like way less fatigue. Like, I can get up and I have a little energy. I can make this video. I'm not just in bed like blowing my nose, you know, because that's how I felt. That's what I didn't want to do shit. I'm like, so it's a really progressive virus disease, and that's why people die from it. That's why people are in the hospital and they seem to be fine, and the next thing you know, they're on, you know, 3 weeks into it, they're on a ventilator. So hey, you know, I've got to witness it. I've you know, firsthand. It's not over. So I'm taking treatment and isolating at home. My wife and kid, they've taken like 4 different tests, and they're negative, and they're isolating they're going to a hotel. So she went on like vacation, pretty much. I believe in you know, self-choice, your rights, having a right to not get vaccinated. But I will say, and I will warn you, if you're not an asymptomatic person and you're not vaccinated, and even if you're young, like, man, this is going to be bad for you. It can be really bad. Even if you don't die, you know, the damages it could do to your heart and your lungs and other things. Like, I'm saying this because I'm experiencing it as a vaccinated person with a booster. I know there's going to be some people watching this video and be like, that's what you get for going out, blah, 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 blah. Again, backpedal to the beginning of the fucking story. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I knew what risk I was taking, and if I was to do it again, I would do the same fucking thing. I'm not going to live my life in fear. I'm not going to stop enjoying myself, going to parties and things like that all my life because of a virus. I'm not going to do it. Eventually, we're probably all going to get this shit. So you can hide all you want underneath your bed and just, you know what I mean? As long as you're out there and you're trying to be careful. I was wearing a mask. I was washing my hands. Shit happens. Still get it. But I know there's those people with the negative comments out there saying, nah, that's what you get, sucker. Or just saying some nasty shit.
But if you wanna find me, please just send me location. Send me location.
Last month I wasn't very active on my YouTube. I apologize, but I'll tell you why. December, obviously, holiday month. We got New Year's and Christmas. My kid and my wife were off work and school. And I had some paying photography job. I actually had my first couple weddings since March of 2020. So I had some paid jobs and inquiries were coming in. Things were looking on the up and up for Phuket. You know, this whole fucking COVID thing has been a nightmare, especially for those here and you know, expats and business owners here in Phuket and in Thailand in general. You know, I hope this is just the last, this is not the nail in the coffin, but it's not for us, but I hope it's the nail in the coffin for COVID. You know, I hope governments are just finally like, fuck it, just let everybody get it. 70% of the population is vaccinated anyways. If the other 30% or whatever doesn't want to be vaccinated, then let them fucking suffer. Let them suffer. You know, no disrespect, but you know what, the unvaccinated, you know what risk you're taking. Anyways, guys, not to keep going on and on and on. I'm all right. I will be out of isolation by tomorrow. Symptoms are gone, and I'm just kind of recovering here. So I just wanted to give you guys an update of what's been going on in December and now January. You know, unfortunately, I got the COVID, and I was not expecting to start my 2022 this way. I was hoping to go kind of, you know, blazing hot with the gym and my YouTube channel and getting back to work and so many different things. But hey, that's life, a little speed bump. And anyways, stay safe. I will be back on the tube soon. Please press like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification, all that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Talk soon.